Hello dear students, after completion of our first chapter and the exercise is in your group with the material of PDF. Now today we are going to start our new chapter and very important as for your exam. Chapter number 2, structure of atom. In first chapter we discussed about the matter, compound, atom and particle. The atom word is derived from the Greek word atomio. You know that from the first chapter, atomio word means the atom is uncuttable and non-divisible. Means you cannot further divide it into more than one particle. So this uncut and non-divisible particle, that statement was given by Dalton. Dalton said that atom is a very small particle and that particle is undivisible. So Dalton's theory was unable to explain law of conservation, multiple proportion and law of constant composition. Dalton gives the theory only for the atom and particle. More than 2 or 3 atoms are combined with each other and forming a compound or molecule. And Dalton said that there is no need to destroy or generate a new atom, but you can only convert one from to another format. In next theory, we are going to discuss discovery of electron, and after that we will discuss about the discovery of proton and neutron. Scientists in the 19th century, end of in 19th century and starting of the 20th century, scientists noted that atom is made up of 3 subatomic particles, and those 3 atomic subparticles are known as proton, neutron and electron. This discovery of electron, which is given by Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday said that atom is made up of 3 subatomic material or particle: proton, neutron and electron. Michael Faraday done the experiment for discovery of electron. He take one glass tube. In that glass tube, he fitted 2 metal strips. Those metal strips are known as electrode. What is the role of electrode? Suppose the electrodes are dipped into the solution, and when there is a electricity passed through the solution, then the liberation of metal takes place on one electrode and deposition of matter takes place on another electrode. So this is one glass tube fitted with 2 different electrodes. This is on left side cathode and this is on right side anode. From here a vacuum pump is there for vacuumating the reagent which are present into the glass tube. These both are connected with battery. Michael Faraday noted that at the end of cathode, when he bombard these alpha particles, which is known as cathode rays, So this tube is known as cathode ray discharge tube. This cathode will bombard alpha particles, and these alpha particles always containing the negative charge. This evacuated tube is filled with the gas. Why this gas is used? Because when the cathode rays are bombarded towards the anode, then it requires one medium. This gas is help those rays to reach towards the anode. These rays are containing negative particles. We cannot see these cathode rays with our eyes. When these cathode rays striking on anode particle or anode electrode, then we can say that our experiment is done successfully. But we cannot see these particles. So what is the proof? So Michael Faraday makes hole in the anode electrode, and one fluorescent screen was placed behind the anode electrode. So this experiment is slightly changed by Faraday. The glass tube is as it is, the cathode electrode is there, but the anode is perforated, means cutted or make holes, and behind the anode there is a one slightly thin layer is there. This layer is made up of zinc sulfide ZnS, and you can say fluorescent screen. What is the role of fluorescent screen? We will see. Now this anode and this cathode connected with battery. When these cathode rays are bombarded towards the anode, these cathode rays are passing through these pores and striking towards the fluorescent screen. When this cathode ray incident on this fluorescent screen, you can see the slightly blinking on the perforated screen. Suppose this incident on this place, so you will notice one dot over the fluorescent screen. And this is the concept. This concept is used in our television. In television we see our full picture, but from behind the tube there is a formation of cathode rays, and those cathode rays are forming the picture on the screen. So this is the cathode ray example in our television cathode ray tube. And these alpha particles we discussed before, these alpha particles are containing negative charge, and those negative charge is furtherly known as electron. So this is the basic experiment which is done out by Michael Faraday in starting of the 20th century, and now we discover only electron over here with the help of cathode ray discharge tube. This is the source of cathode ray. Now we are going to discuss the discovery of proton and neutron. discovery of proton is same as the cathode ray tube, but in the discovery of proton, in place of cathode rays there is a use of canal rays. The experiment is same, but one condition is there. When these cathode particles are evacuated from the electrode, we have to apply this type of magnet. When we apply magnet, we can say that magnetic field, and these two are the electrodes, so we can say that electrical field is also applied. So magnetic field and electrical field is applied on canal rays, so the deviation of the beam will not take place and the radiation goes in a straight line. So thus proton is discovered by the hydrogen atom. The smallest and the lightest particles discovered from hydrogen is known as proton. Proton is discovered from hydrogen. We know that hydrogen has the atomic number 1. So hydrogen is containing 1 electron and 1 proton, and hydrogen has 3 isotopes which is known as protium, deuterium and tritium. So the deuterium and tritium, 2 isotopes also containing the heavy particle which is neutral in nature, that is neutron, and this neutron was discovered by Chadwick. Chadwick done the experiment with the metal strip of beryllium, and on beryllium strip there is a bombarding of alpha particles, and Chadwick noted that one heavy neutrally charged electrons or neutrons are evacuated from the tube, and those neutral charge molecules is known as neutron. So proton is discovered from the hydrogen, Chadwick discovered from beryllium bombarding, that is neutron, and Michael Faraday which is discovered the electron, and those electrons are comes from negatively charged alpha particle. So this is the basic of a production or discovery of a proton, neutron and electron, which are main 3 subatomic particles for structure of uncuttable or undivisible atom. Okay. Now in our next theory we are going to discuss charge to mass ratio of electron. Charge to mass ratio, this experiment is done for the calculation of charge and mass of electron. In this tube, this is one glass tube, you can see over here there is a cathode electrode, and on front side this is circular fluorescent screen is there. Cathode rays are bombarded on this anode electrode and passing through this blue color line showing the magnetic field. And these 2 electrodes are showing the electrical field. When we are bombard this cathode rays, when the radiation is passing through this electrical and magnetic field, then the line is straight and striking towards the point B. Remember, when magnetic field and electrical field both are applied over the radiation or rays, then the radiation traveling in a straight line. But when we apply only magnetic field and there is an absence of electric field, then the radiation it slightly deviates towards the A point. And in the same case, we applying electrical field in place of magnetic field, so the radiation is passing or deviates towards the C point. From this experiment, the charge of electron we get 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, and the mass of electron, which is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg, mass per kg, and the unit for this electronic charge is taken as coulomb. So this is the practical for showing that the radiation is passing in a straight line. At that time you have to apply electrical field as well as magnetic field. In absence of any one field, your radiation will deviate from its original path. Okay, when you apply the higher voltage, definitely the deviation is very large. When you apply lower voltage, at that time the deviation is lower or in a low position. Okay, this is the example or this is the theory for calculation of charge and mass of electron. Now we are going to discuss various models of atom. Thomson model of atom. Atom is made up of three basic particles: proton, neutron and electron. Thomson said that the positive charge is uniformly distributed into the atom. So this positively charged particle, which is uniformly distributed in a whole molecule, and Thomson said that the negative charge particles are embedded in between the positive charge particle. These white beads are known as electron. So there is a best example to provide the best electrostatic condition in a one atom. The background and the whole molecule is uniformly distributed by the positive charge particle, and these white dots are the seeds. We can say that the negative charge is embedded into the positive charge distributed molecule. So this model is known as watermelon model, also raisin pudding or plum pudding. The main thing which is discovered from this Thomson atomic model, that the positive charge is widely and uniformly distributed on a whole atom, and the positive charge is in a center of every atom. The radius of the nucleus is taken as 10 raised to minus 10 meter, which is a very small in round portion. So this is the basic model. You have to just remember that this is whole of positive particles and these whites are negative particles. Like watermelon, this background is pink in watermelon, and which are the seeds is taken as this electron. Now we are going to discuss one of the most important topic, which is known as Rutherford nuclear model. Rutherford's nuclear model, or you can say the practical with the alpha particle scattering. Alpha particle scattering experiment, also the second name of Rutherford's nuclear model. Rutherford done this experiment with its two students, that names are Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden. This experiment is carried out by these two scientists, Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden. These both scientists are the students of Rutherford. Rutherford said that alpha particles are bombarded towards gold plate. Gold plate, its width is nearly 1000 nanometer. So we draw the assembly of this practical. This is the source of alpha particle. These alpha particles are passing through the polarizer. Polarizer means it condenses or it can pass the light only in a one dimension. This radiation is passing on a gold plate which is nearly thick, about 100 nanometer, and one circular partition is there. When the alpha particles are bombarded on the gold foil, some radiations are deviates its path, and you can see this type of blinkers or this type of highlight on the fluorescent screen. This is the basic assembly: alpha source, polarizer, gold plate, and circular fluorescent screen. They done the experiments for many times, and these students noted that most of the alpha particles are going in a straight line or going through the gold plate. Means in gold is a solid in material. So these are the atoms, or these are the particles small which are arranging in gold plate. this Geiger and Marsden noted that when we passing the alpha particle, majority of alpha particles are passing through the gold plate, and some of that particles are striking towards the nucleus and bounce back from its original path. Many of the radiations are passing through the vacant space. So this Geiger and Marsden noted that the ratio of 10,000 alpha particles, when 10,000 alpha particles or alpha radiations are bombarded on a gold plate, at that time only one particle is bounced back. The ratio is very large. It means 9,999 radiations are going from the gold plate. So they conclude that majority of the particles space is vacant. We also taken the example of this type. When your alpha particle is striking towards this, then this is the orbital portion which is vacant. So the alpha particle is striking over here, then there is a hollow space. So the alpha particle is traveling through the molecule. There is a slightly scattering takes place between this alpha particle because of the repulsion of a negative charge. This both radiation have the negative charge, so the repulsion will takes place slightly. This bounce back radiation is exactly bombarded on the place. That place, the positive charge is condensed in a very small place, and those place is known as nucleus, and the vacant space which is known as orbital. So Rutherford said that positive charged particle is condensed in a center, and this center is known as nucleus, and vacant space is known as orbit. And you also have to remember the radius of atom is about 10 raised to minus 15 meter, 10 raised to minus 10 meter, and radius of nucleus is about 10 raised to minus 15 meter. So when this alpha particle is striking on the nucleus, which is condensed in a very small amount, those radiations are bounced back, and when the radiation is deviates from its original path, at that time you will see the blinking on our fluorescent screen. So this is our most important theory, which is also called as alpha particle scattering experiment of Rutherford. Okay, thank you.